What's going on with my favorite munchkin?
What's up, man?
Hey, shit, what's going on with your big dog?
Man, I can't call it big dog. What it do, big dog?
Ain't nothing, man. Ain't nothing, man. Hey, it's feel like it's definitely it definitely feels like it's been a minute since we've been on this since we had a podcast. Um, every now and again, it seems like we take unnecessary breaks off because of your schedule and shit. Because you're a busy man, and I mean, I'm so glad that you found time in your busy ass schedule to come on board and have a podcast with us. Um,
Cat.
but I definitely understand though. I mean, you're a busy guy, got a lot of things going on, so I appreciate your presence.
Yeah, no, that's not true. You know, yeah, that couldn't be any further from the truth. Actually, I have all the time in the world, and the reason why the podcast hadn't been happening is because you, my friend, are the busy guy. You're the one that's moving and shaking. So, welcome back is what I'll say.
Well, I appreciate it. I
Welcome back,
appreciate it.
man. How you
I
been,
have
man?
I will say March and the month of April are going to be very very busy, very
Yeah.
busy for me. Um, work wise, kickball wise, family wise, it's going to be busy.
Yeah, yeah. I
It's
mean,
definitely
but
going to be busy.
busy is a good thing, though, right?
I guess as long as it's all in how you manage it, you know,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
all in how you manage it.
Yeah.
And then I like not only that, with a lot of things that's going on in the world today, man, it's just chaotic times. You just know you just try to figure out how to bear bear through it. That's all.
Yeah,
Every
I
day
know.
is something new. I feel like what's gonna be the biggest boom, what's gonna make the most money now?
What's that?
Fucking therapists, bro. It's fucking therapists, man. There's so many people out there mentally just trying to keep it together. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta be patient with the next man because you just never know what people going through. Have that same patience for yourself because you maybe be thinking that what you got going on is too much, man. Just take a time out, take a breather. You know what I'm saying? You got it, and keep it moving.
Do do therapists seek therapy too?
Yeah,
I think that's important. Yeah, I
I
think that's
read that.
important.
I read that
Yeah.
because just think about it. Just think about it. Your job all day is to listen to and unload other people's, I ain't gonna say problems or situations that they're going through. You know what I'm saying? Who's going to unload that for you?
Hmm.
I don't know. No. Especially if
Yeah,
somebody,
it's
what I'm saying, that has some traumatic shit that's going on. That's trying to talk it through and work it out.
right. I mean, but how traumatic is it if it's not your problem?
Well,
You know what I'm
sometimes
saying?
it just depends. It depends because you may not you think what you got going on is crazy and out of whack, but you hear the next person, next man, next woman, they shit is 10 times worse than yours, and they still making it. So.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
Man,
definitely it could definitely be fucking mentally draining though. You know
it
what I'm
is,
saying?
man. There's a lot, man, that's happening right now in society and just in today's climate where I think you right. I think therapists are, their industry is at an all time high. And I think that in most cases, it's the strongest people that need therapy the most. You know, because I believe that they're I mean they're dealing with the most. You know what I'm saying? So and you still gotta exemplify or put that strength forward day in and day out. And a lot of times people don't check on those individuals as they should. So but I think it's the strongest ones that need the therapy the most.
I mean, those all those people out there that's in Facebook land or wherever you're watching this, and you need somebody to talk to, call Arion, man. He's willing to take on and help you and talk you through whatever it is you got going on.
Yeah, nah, respectfully, please don't call me.
You want me to put your number in the comments?
No, don't do
Like,
that.
how do you reach
You put my number in the comments. I'm gonna put your number in in there too. Put your number in there. But me personally, like so as we talk about just talking about that real quick, like what are some of your coping mechanisms to deal with stress or to deal with things that you're going through whenever you're having that moment? What are some of your outlets? Because somebody may be watching this and have tried the therapy and it doesn't work, so maybe you share some of the things that may work for you. They may look at that and be like, oh yeah, that may work.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. You should go out and try to find yourself a hobby. I'm not even gonna lie. Kickball used to be my coping mechanism, but now that's added to the fucking stress. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a thing to where you just go out, play, have fun. You know what I'm saying? Get whatever extra energy that you need to get off and not think about what you got going on for the day or whatever. Now that's something that's I put on my plate that's added to, but it's all good. I don't know what my coping mechanism now. Actually, if I would say, I'd probably say cigars.
Cigars.
To be honest. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sitting back, smoking a cigar, having a drink, and just, you know what I'm saying, relaxing, just chilling.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Dr. Shelley said something like she was in the backstage, but she not.
Oh,
She
yeah,
not.
nah. Yeah, man. That's one. Your cigars and kind of just relaxing, unwinding. Yeah, it's good. It's good. If I had to say what mine is, I don't even know what mine is, man. Like you said, man, I think that the industry, the kickball itself used to be like therapeutic. It used to be a stress reliever. And I believe for most people on the playing side, it still serves as that. But if you're on the business side of things, it can certainly be stressful. It could create stress. So I think for me, sometimes like my therapeutic relief is venting. Sometimes, just calling people that I'm close to, and just having that moment where once I say what's on my mind or say what I feel, I no longer feel the need to entertain it beyond that. You know what I'm saying? Because I was able to express myself and speak about some of the things that frustrate me in the industry. So I would say for me, that's my coping mechanism, is being able to vent to people that I'm close to.
And you feel as though that works?
Sometimes, more other
Do
times.
you think it has to, the person that you're venting to about something like that needs to be someone who can kind of understand from your point of view where you're coming from, or it can be somebody that has absolutely no business about the stress you're going through, but they're just there to listen?
I think I prefer a combination of both. I think to see it from different lenses and different perspectives are important. When I speak to some people that like are in this community and in this world, I think they understand wholeheartedly, exactly what's happening. But then when you speak to some people who are not in this industry and not in this world, they come from a different perspective and they bring a different outlook on the way to approach things and things like that. And sometimes you need that too. So I would say it's just a combination,
I agree.
Yeah, I'd say it's a combination for sure, man. But man, no, I'm excited just in general, man, that we back on the podcast. I know we don't get to it as much. I'm really looking forward to Legends Never Die, bringing that back for another special segment.
True.
Looks like that's gonna be one of those type of podcasts that we do quarterly. I feel like you, Michael Jordan, when we said we were gonna do a special appearance, and you did one and then left NBC. So but
No, man, it's like it's almost like you know what I'm saying, with J. Cole and Cam. You know what I'm saying? He had the wait a minute, let me see. Man, that girl is in the mansion. Where you get that, man, girl? When you buy new, that girl got a piano in the background. Hey, let me see you walk back there and play it.
You know how Dr. Shelley like to do too.
Whatever.
Let me see you walk back to the piano.
Y'all not ready?
What you talking about? We live. What you talking about?
Y'all not ready. America not ready yet.
Oh, they ain't ready to see you go back there and play the piano?
No, not yet.
All right.
Alicia Keys on him. But
How y'all doing?
We're good. It's good to see you.
We were just basically talking about
Can y'all
coming up with different coping mechanisms to deal with the everyday stress. Do you have any certain things that you do to help you cope or deal with stress?
Well,
I think Ariane said venting, and I said
venting is good.
And I said smoking a cigar and having a drink, just chilling out. You know what I'm saying?
You got some people.
Peace of
You
mind.
got some people who pray. You got some people who pray. They read their Bible. You got some people who meditate. You got some people who, smoke cigars. You got some people who, do all different type of things. Play kickball.
I told him playing kickball used to be my coping mechanism, but now that shit done added more stress to it. So I had to find something else.
I learned to say F those folks. Like, I try not to let things get to me. That's just me.
So what do you do?
I just be like, F those folks. I try not to let stress get to me. I mean, I play kickball. I was playing dodgeball, but for the most part, I try not to, I don't know. I try to let people get to me because at the end of the day, people going to have an opinion about you. So it's just like a butt. Everybody got one. So why stress over things you can't control?
Well, it might not just be people per se. It may be job situation. It may be, house situation, or it doesn't necessarily have to be kickball people. It could just be things that's going on. Period. Just right when you think you got everything going on, then the engine light come on your car. Shit like that. I know what you like. I know what you do.
I like reset. Like I
know what you do.
What I do.
You want me to tell America what you do?
I don't even know what you talked about. We joking already. I just got up here 3 minutes ago.
We ain't seen
Man be making up shit.
All right, I'm gonna tell you what she do. No, I ain't gonna tell you.
What she do?
What she do?
She cry.
What she do?
She cry.
I don't cry. Oh, you know what? I am a cry. I'm an angry crier though. Like,
and what I do when you be talking to me like that? What my face look like?
What's that little girl in the back seat that her eyes be like big and she got her butt teeth and she be just like side eye? You know who I'm talking about?
No.
Yes, you do. She was a meme. I see that little girl in my head. That's what you be looking like.
Yo.
All
right. So we were supposed to have a special guest on the podcast today, Dr. Shelley. Gentleman was planning to join us, Chris CT, who runs the Recess Kickball League in New York. And unfortunately, there's a conflict, so he's unable to join us. But I think we'll try to get him on for next week. You know what I'm saying? And run another show if we, GP Hollywood now though. So if we can manage to get him on the show, get GP to get the podcast going, then we'll try to bring him on the show.
Okay.
As long as I know ahead of time, man. You be calling me up in the morning and shit. Hey man,
don't be answering his phone, man.
That
man don't answer his phone. Don't answer his phone.
Terrible.
But Dr. Shelley, but how have you been overall though? I know I asked GP that, and I do want to circle back to GP kind of. Last time I checked, it looked like he was in San Jose, so definitely want to find out how that vacation went. But how have you been?
I've been good, no complaints. Ready for this tax season to be over with. Other than that,
shit, that should just started.
No.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
Well, I say it just started because now you're about to get the influx of the last minute motherfucker. That's the thing.
I don't understand. I mean, I get it, but
wait until the last minute.
Yeah, I mean, I get
Dr.
it. You
Shelley.
know it's coming due, and then you want them to do your taxes, and then you want to rush people because you delayed.
Dr. Shelley, real quick. I want to rewind real quick.
Mhm.
Who did you say that he be making that face, GP? Who he looked like? Who did you say?
That little girl that was in the car seat. She
You
got a
talking-
big forehead. Yeah, her.
All right, I'll take that.
Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Isn't that girl like she a grown woman? She a grown woman now.
She grown.
She a grown woman
Yeah.
now. I saw
That meme been on for years.
Yeah, I saw a meme. I actually saw a meme where they had that image and then they had her adult image making the same face.
What? I didn't know she was
That
grown.
girl said big eyes and buck teeth.
Well, let me not say she a grown woman now, but she's
She got to be in her
she's an
20s.
adult. Yeah, she's a young adult now. Yeah, she's a young adult now. Yeah. I see that. Yeah, that picture used to be that picture used to be popular. All right, man. So what we got? GP? I think we got there's a lot to talk about because we haven't really connected in a while. You know what I'm saying? You know, anytime we do reconnect, we try to pick up where we left off in terms of energy and vibes and all that. And so yeah, man, what we got?
Okay, well, I mean, we just got finished with Tampa. You guys just did Tampa not too long ago, Battle of the States. We can talk about that, like how that went, because I don't think we had a podcast since then. Well, we didn't have one after it was over.
Okay, you wanna talk about that now, or you wanna
talk about that now? We'll go in chronological order. What's Tampa? Okay. Charlotte, New York, and then what's coming up after that?
Okay, yeah, all right, we could do that. Yeah, no, Tampa was tough. You know, we had a good time down there. You know, it shaped out to be, you know, a respectable tournament in my opinion. There was a lot happening in the city. That weekend we went down there. It was opening weekend of March Madness. So the first round of the NCAA basketball championship and women's basketball championship, they had competition going on down there. So between that and just you know, I think it was spring break for a lot of people. There was just a lot happening in the city, you know, and you could feel it. You felt it. The weekend kicked off. The meet and greet it wasn't the best. We hosted at Pop Stroke. It was pretty dead, to be honest with you, man. We didn't really have a good showing at the meet and greet, which was unfortunate, man, because, you know, the last time we was at Pop Stroke in Austin, it was like a whole vibe. So not being able to replicate that in Tampa was a little bit disappointing, but I also understood, you know, all of the different things that was happening, people traveling into the city, what have you. You know, people prioritize different things and different destinations that it wasn't really that big of a deal. Saturday, we got straight to it. The weather was amazing. Started off a little chilly, but mid-morning, you knew fields were great. And we had a great collection of competition out there on Saturday. Shout outs to the food trucks and the really good reviews about them. Shout outs to the South Shore Sports Complex staff. They were amazing in every way imaginable. So amazing that I requested the manager's information so we could leave a review about them, because I mean, you just don't get service like that from every facility all the time. And shout outs to Stretch Zone for coming out and joining us as a vendor to really kind of create an enhanced experience. We had our intermediate division, we had our advanced division, both competing on Saturday, and that was pretty dope. You know, we had you know, some of the familiar faces in Battle of the States with DMV Dream Team, FOE, Blackout. They was out there, and then we had Georgia representing the advanced division, and then we had a lot of new teams that popped up for intermediate. And, you know, Florida held it down on both sides. You know, they ended up making it to the championship in both advanced and intermediate. They lost in overtime to DMV Dream Team on the advanced side, but they won. On the intermediate side, the champions for the intermediate division was Florida Storm. They ended up standing tall that weekend. We featured the home run derby, the first one for the year. That was a lot of fun. Shout outs to Nico Mitchell. He made it out the first round, kicking I think you get 3 kicks. He kicked 2 home runs out of the 3. Ended up making it into the finals, and then he competed against I forgot who he competed against, but he ended up winning that, kicked another home run. But I was surprised to see a lot of the home run kickers out there. Honestly, we saw what's my guy's name? Oh man, damn, I forget his name. He's from Georgia, and it'll come to me. But he surprised me. He was out there, Marwan. I didn't know.
Oh yeah, Marwan can kick.
I didn't know Marwan had a leg like that, man. He kicked, he was out there. He was doing his thing. He did a good job. Bryce did a good job. Obviously one of the biggest kickers in the game.
He was looking at his legs.
One of the biggest kickers in the game, Aaron Dismukes, he was out there crushing it. Shit, I even joined the home run contest, and I kicked a few home runs, Dr. Shelley, so that was.
Did you?
No, I didn't, but I did join. I did enter the home run contest though, and that was dope, man. So it was good vibes, man. All day Saturday, no real hiccups throughout the day. Again, the weather was good, and that was what Saturday looked like. Sunday, typically for us, Sunday is just gonna be a lighter day. We normally do less teams on Saturday or Sunday. So we had a small collection of women teams that were competing on Sunday. But, despite the number of teams, the quality was there for sure. Shout outs to Shakur too, Shakur Gibbons. I think this was his debut, his Turf Wars debut. And, shout outs to him because he really got the conversation started, leading in when he dropped his rankings, when he dropped the rankings going in. And that's normally something that we like to pride ourselves on, just give or take, depending on which tournament. He kind of took it upon himself to kind of do his own rankings, and it really created and generated a lot of conversation, and it had a lot of teams having a reason to have a reason on Saturday, and I think that a lot of the players, they were able to connect and welcome him into the community and vice versa. So that was dope. But going back to Sunday,
I definitely saw in the rankings a lot of them players and teams took what he was saying personally.
Yeah, that's as they should,
Not in a negative way, but if you're going to give me a grade C when I know my outfield is a top tier, well, we're going to have to show you.
Yeah, that's what I meant when I said as they should, though, is exactly that. You can't call yourself a competitor and not look for any reason to have an edge. You know what I'm saying? Like, true competitors, they always look for a reason to have an edge. And so if one of those things being that you're underestimating me, or you're not viewing me in a manner that I feel I should be viewed, then that's gonna give me the edge to go out there and prove you wrong, or prove myself right, one or the other, But in terms of the women, yeah, man, for sure, man. And in terms of the women, it definitely was one of those things where it was, from a quantitative side, we didn't crush it, we didn't have crazy numbers, but the collection of women teams that we had, they all went out there, they battled and they competed. And the Florida, again, they held it down. Those Florida women, they came out there, they did their thing. Turf side, this was, I think, their first time playing collectively as a women's team. And I think they're the sister team to Florida Storm, and they went out there and they won, So it was just good to see that. It was some surprising results on Sunday, I would say, on the women's side. Some of the teams that came in that I would have personally viewed as the favorites, things didn't shake out that way, and so just kind of seeing just a different set of women win on Sunday, it was revealing in terms of, hey man, there's some competition out there. There's some teams that are really like working and trying to develop, and you're starting to see it, so that was dope, But all in all, though, I think from top to bottom, Tampa was just an amazing experience. Tampa is always a great destination for us. you know, and if I had to rank it on a scale from 1 to 10 in terms of just operation from start to finish, I'd say no lower than an 8. You know, no lower than an 8, maybe 8.5. You know, it was just so many different things in terms of the event holistically that I felt was just you know, it was just perfect. You know, the weather, like, you know, the fields, things like that. It was just like, hey, you couldn't ask for a better setup.
So what I did see afterwards, of course, after every tournament, there's a big one thing that people want to discuss or want to talk about, and it was the region or the state rule. And how did you come up with the DMV as a region? And people feel like it should have been by state and things of that nature. Do you think that's just a cop out? Because if you're playing Battle of the States, you have access to everybody in the whole state, right?
No.
Yeah.
No, you don't have access to everybody in the whole state of Georgia.
You don't have. Oh yeah, if you in the state of Georgia. I mean, look, me personally, you know, the reasoning for it, so let me say this: it is a cop out. You know what I'm saying? It is a cop out. There's some of the complaints that you see. Our reasoning for it was we treated DMV the way that we did because District of Columbia is not a state; it's a district. Right. And so what we elected to do was when you said you either have to be born or currently live in the state that you're representing, we knew that we had a small population or community of people who were born in the District of Columbia or currently live there. And because there's such a small segmented area, what we tried to do was say, OK, we're not going to lock in just on the district. We're going to allow them to collect players from a radius within the District of Columbia, which, again, is not a state. Right, it's the nation's. It's the only territory in the United States of America, the states that touch that's not an actual state. Right, so that was the reasoning behind the decision. And so what we said is, to be fair to the other states that were, you know, had an issue with it, we'll keep the radius at a small circumference. Right, and for us, to me, I never thought it was going to be that big of a deal because I always viewed it as, well, shit, even if they live in Maryland, like, because if you look at, like, let's say DMV Dream Team's roster for that matter, right? If they live in, let's say, Alexandria or they live somewhere in Maryland, that doesn't negate the fact that they were probably still born downtown DC. You see what I'm saying? So, like, we still had to look into the fact that it's not just where you live, it's where you were born or where you live. 99% of those players would still qualify if we took MV off of the D. You see what I'm saying?
Hey, we always worry about that D, boy.
Man, you know, man, come on, man. You know, so there was that, right? So, you know, you obviously had some conversations surrounding that decision, and we heard it for a while and things like that. It was, oh, you do this and we hear all of the reasons for why people believe that we did it, but that was the main reason, you know what I'm saying? And so we ended up, you know, kind of lightening the rules a little bit for some of the other states. We allowed the Carolinas to merge, you know, doing things like that. But in the grand scheme of things, man, like, if you want to really look at the states that have the biggest advantage, it's not going to be like that. It's going to be states like California or Texas or Florida, who have massive populations where the pool of players and talent that you could collect from that state surpasses what you would imagine you could pull from such a small region. You know what I'm saying? So, but, you know, nonetheless, the conversation is the conversation.
The conversation is always going to be the conversation.
Yeah, and there was that. Yep. So
I missed
yeah, I missed it too, GP. Honestly, I don't even know what you were referring to, but yeah, I missed that too.
Well, I'm not saying that you caught it or didn't catch it. I'm just saying that was one of the talking points after the after the tournament. How can you allow 3 states or 2 states in the region to be able to form a team when the other people can't do it? But I get where you're coming from, though, because like I said, if Georgia has a team, you have access to all the players in the whole state of Georgia to play, right? And Florida the same way.
Entire state, yeah, you know.
So,
And so
but,
you know,
but with that DMV region, those who live in the DMV region or was born in the DMV region can't reach down and play with a team that's in Richmond or in Virginia Beach because that's a region within itself.
Yep. Yeah. And so they're already put at a disadvantage. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we got to be. We can't do. We can't. You can't try to do things or make arguments that's gonna either one, I think, discredit the collection or the pool of talent that's in such a small area. Like you know, like it could you could add 2 more states to it. It wouldn't matter if they are outside that radius. You know what I'm saying? Like it just wouldn't. So, you know, but the thing that the thing that I've noticed and that I've seen is that when it comes to new rules and implementing different things, like you're always gonna get a little bit of pushback. You know, you're always gonna get a little bit of pushback. You know, some people, you know, they you know, they may not be 100% on board with it. And also too, when you, and GP, you know this probably just as well as anybody, when you make a decision or you decide to do something, there's always going to be pros and cons on both sides. There's always going to be, you know, someone who's at an advantage, someone who's at a disadvantage. You know, you see it like if you institute a rule, like a legacy rule, you may say, okay, the rule that we're going to make is this. And the offense may say, oh, that penalizes us. That helps the defense. And there may be another rule in the book that is vice versa. So, I mean, it just never ends, man. It never ends. When you make a decision, there's always going to be, you know.
I'm gonna tell you a rule that everybody a lot of people have. They dislike, but they found a way to play within the rule, which is a legacy rule that whoever you start on defense has to finish that inning. So, you know, let's say, for example, you're up by 10 and then you want to put in the people who wasn't playing that game for that inning, and then the team start coming back. Whoever you start with, you got to finish with. So you have to be very strategic on how many people you swap out for that one inning, because all it takes is one inning, one bad inning.
Put your scrubs in early. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, so you probably wouldn't play.
Yeah, no, but you know, but it was cool, you know, and you know, we you know, I think what we also
did you ever give Samir the link?
I sent it to him, yeah.
Okay.
I sent it to him. Right. But one of the things that I also think that I'm going to be very intentional about doing moving forward is highlighting the behavior at these tournaments and at these events. I think that's important. The sportsmanship that was shown in Tampa, A1, grade A sportsmanship from the players, the way that they interacted with one another as opponents to the way that they interacted with the referees. You know, I think more times than not, we take that level of sportsmanship amongst adults who are out there indulging in adult beverages and things like that, but still manage to conduct themselves. We take that type of behavior for granted. You know what I'm saying? And we automatically assume or expect them to conduct themselves as adults, which I mean, rightfully so. But when they do it and they come out, they show a good time, they have a good time, and they're very positive, we don't really acknowledge that. The talk and the chatter only comes in after people misbehave. And that's what always gets highlighted and things like that. So much so to the point where it will overshadow the 99% of the times that these players are out here conducting themselves appropriately with the right sportsmanship and stuff like that. So I personally want to thank every single last one of those players that were out there that conducted themselves like adults, showed the utmost sportsmanship, and allowed it for it to be a clean, healthy, safe, and productive weekend, you know, because that's 99.9% of the times what you're going to get not only at my events, but yours as well, GP, and many other tournaments that are happening around the country. You know what I'm saying? So I do want to say that.
No, you're right, because 9 times out of 10, the only time it gets discussed or mentioned if it's something that went wrong. Things when they go right, you rarely hear anything about it.
We never talk about it, man. We don't ever talk about it. And I think as league organizers and owners and tournament directors, it's our responsibility to highlight what we, you know, what we want, you know, to be highlighted. And I think that the sportsmanship is a big component and a big piece of these events. And again, more times than not, when things go right, you don't say nothing. When your car gets you from point A to point B, you expected it to do that. You only start talking about the car when the engine go bad. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I hate this car, but like you didn't think it the 100 times it got you to work. You know, so you know we definitely got to highlight that, man. We definitely got to highlight that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so
well, I'm glad you had a successful tournament.
Yeah, me too. It was a good event. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, there's that. So, you know,
was there any particular reason why Dr. Shelley wasn't in the building? God damn, there's only one Dr. Shelley on here.
Oh, Shelley working right now.
Is there a lag or something?
I don't know. Hey, but real quick. Real quick. Dr. Shelley, Dr. Shelley, real quick. Peterson, we, you know, the invites, it was a last minute podcast. So we did shout out the teams. We shouted out Florida Storm. We shouted out Turfside. We shouted out DMV Dream Team. Shout out to y'all again. This was a podcast that we put together last minute. I think we could certainly come back again for the next one, invite the guests on, but we put it together so last minute that we didn't invite any guests on. We had another direction we was planning to go in for this one, inviting another guest on that was going to talk about some other things. But again, we did shout you guys out in the beginning. Shout outs to Turfside, shout outs to Florida Storm, DMV Dream Team, and we definitely could circle back and get you guys on one in another week or so. All right.
Yeah. But my internet was going in and out, so I might have been buffering.
Oh, it's probably that motherfucking piano in the back, man, taking up all the motherfucking megahertz.
Don't be hating on my piano now.
That motherfucker.
I love that piano.
I know you do.
I love that piano.
So what's your favorite song to play on it?
What's the chops? My first song I learned, a little chop thing.
Dr. Shelley.
You bought that big old grand piano to play chops.
Decoration.
Okay.
GP.
I ain't mad at it.
Nah. But no, you know, in a nutshell, that was Tampa. You know, it was it was a really fun event. You know, Florida is becoming one of my favorite places to be, especially you know, early in the year. You know, you definitely can use the good weather, but you know, I definitely want to transition and segue into Charlotte GP Legacy. That's right around the corner.
It's right around the corner, man.
Right around the corner. You know, today's April 1st. Where did time go? You know, geez. So, talk to us a little bit about Call of the Elite, man.
Call of the Elite is that
give me a drink.
Is that the same venue that we've had it for the past 3 years? Huntersville, and it's in Huntersville, North Carolina, right outside of Charlotte. We're looking for those who haven't registered yet. We're trying to fill it with one more women's intermediate team. So if anybody's watching, if you're interested in coming to Charlotte for Call of the Elite, reach out to myself or Tasha, and we can work. We'll definitely work with you guys to get y'all there for women's intermediate. Women's advance is starting to be. We end up having more teams that we normally would, that we thought that we would have, but that's shaping up to be something. I'm not going to say it's almost back to where it was, but you know, I feel like it's going to be on the way. I want to see more teams outside of the four that you normally see. Co-ed advance is shaping up to be something great as well. I think we got 2 new teams as far as that goes, and we're still looking for some more co-ed intermediate teams as well. So, if you're interested, please give me a shout out or hit me up, and then we can work with you guys on getting y'all down there to the Call It event. We're gonna be celebrating a birthday down there. Your girl Sade is gonna be coming to town. I was like, I thought she was bringing a team. She said, "Nah, she just coming to party, and she may play."
When her birthday?
I don't know, but apparently it's that weekend. So we're gonna do it big for our stats.
Who else birthday that weekend?
Nobody that ever comes to Call It Elite or our meet and greets.
Oh man. I don't come to Call It Elite.
Oh, it's your birthday.
Yeah, it's my birthday.
What'd you say?
Yeah,
you said you come what?
Dr. Shelley. Dr. Shelley's it's
every time Ariane show his face, it rains. So I mean,
look, Dr. Shelley, look. Man, this man be trying to give me a hard time, and he gotta realize his time of the year that he be hosting these events. That's a special time of the year. You know what I'm saying? It's my birthday. So I think 2 years ago, I bought a team actually. 2 years ago, I flew back from Portland and bought a whole team, a women's team that I coached. And guess who clowned me as I was coaching?
Where was that? You did that in Charleston.
Nah, remember I had a team that I bought to the other one too. I got you, Peterson, man. We're gonna put one of your women on there. I got you. No, you don't remember I bought a team that I coached to the one where you at the Harrisburg. That's where you at, right?
Huntersville.
You in Huntersville, but what's the name of the sportsplex?
I forgot the name of the park.
It's called the Harrisburg Sports Complex.
No, it's not. No, it's definitely not called that. Where's my phone at?
It's not Harrisburg?
No.
What is it called? What is it called?
I don't know.
Thinking of something else. I might be thinking of something else.
Yeah, it's not that. It's
Richard Barry. Is it Richard Barry?
That's it.
Richard Barry.
Richard Barry. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Richard Barry Park. I bought a women's team out there. Cause you remember I ran my local league on the top of the hill?
I remember that.
That was the same weekend that I bought a women's team out there. So I did that and I played.
Dr. Shelley, he talking about a lot of stuff he did.
I played. Anyhow, so look, there was that. Last year I was in Jamaica.
You was just faking.
And this year I'll be back. All right.
Call It Elite. Richard Barry Park, Huntersville, North Carolina. Registration is definitely still open.
Yeah. So how are you feeling? So out of everything that you just talked about, I think one of the things that I enjoyed hearing you speak about is of the women's advanced teams in the competition that's going to be out there. How do you feel about that? Because I know as of late there has been a lot of conversation around intermediate and advanced. Number one, but also two, GP, you come from an era and a world where you've arguably coached some of the best women in the world. And so for you, I know it holds a special place in your heart to see that competition resurface. So talk to us a little bit about that.
There's still a lot of great women out there that's playing kickball. Will it ever get back to where it was before? I don't know. We'll see. But there's still a lot of great talent in that advanced women's kickball division. and we'd love to see more of it. There's a lot of talent in the women's intermediate division that we would like to see them move up, because some of those probably could play in advance. But this is another one of the talking points we said. But people and teams want to play where they feel comfortable, and I understand that too. So especially when you're spending your money, who are you to tell somebody where they got to play at if they're spending their money? So it's a double-edged sword, but I definitely would like to see some of them teams and some of those players, move up and knock out some of those teams, those advanced teams that's been in there, that's been playing as of late. But
yeah.
So let me ask you this: do you think age should be a factor when deciding who's considered an advanced player and who's considered an intermediate player?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
That's discrimination. And then also too, Dr. Shell, you gotta, when you think about age, you gotta look at players like me. I'm a whole YN out here. And so I could still get out there and run with the best. No, but you know what? Honestly though, I don't think that's fair to use someone's age as a determining factor whether or not they could play advanced or intermediate, because when it's all said and done, in the grand scheme of things, the older players are the players that actually were bred in that advanced era. They still have that cerebral component of the game to where they play it at an extremely high level. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't think, and you could be 25 and be trash. You could be an ass player at 22, but because you're young, you advance. So we can't even
think they are.
Yeah, no, so I've seen 45, 50-year-olds straight dogs, and I've seen 24-year-olds ass. So you can't even blame age.
I mean, you said that for yourself, like Dr. Shelley, you going on 50 and you can still get out there and run with the best of them 20-year-olds. Do you consider yourself, because you almost 50, an intermediate player? No, I don't think you do.
I was just asking a question based off of some things I've seen in the past on social media, because first, I just think age is a number. So that's my opinion, because I know with me, I can hang with those little rabbits. I feel like I still got some mojo in me. Yeah. But you may have others that say if you're over 40, you're not advanced anymore, you need to come on down to intermediate. So it's like
if their level of their skill level has diminished based on what it was, and playing intermediate, it better suits them specifically, then by all means, but to categorize somebody advanced or intermediate by the age is crazy.
If we're categorizing them, let's say all things being equal in terms of like their mental, the cerebral game, that's one thing. But if you talk about like athleticism or something like that, man, yeah, some of these 20
that's like what you say. That's like LeBron, because he's 40, should be in the G League. He's still out there dominating.
He dominate. I mean, he's still playing at a extremely high level. But I'll sit there and watch a Laker game and see the things that LeBron do, and I'll just start questioning myself, like, damn, and I be in pain after running up the steps. So shit, as a matter of fact, I don't even run up the steps. I walk up the steps now. So yeah, it's
man. I hold a motherfucking railing going up the steps.
Yeah, you hold it. Then when you get halfway, you hold 2
steps back at a time. What y'all?
Yeah, see now, But no, I don't think age plays a factor. And this is a conversation that I think it could really absorb the entire podcast if you start talking that intermediate versus advanced conversation in that talk. But I would say this. Dr. Shelley. And it's not in relation to to the question you posed, but it is along the intermediate and advanced conversation. I remember there was a time when we first started hosting our tournaments, and we couldn't pay to get intermediate or social teams, for that matter. We couldn't pay them to come. You know, we have 20 something advanced teams and 4 intermediate or social teams. Social was an afterthought at one point. I remember after Turf War Charlotte, think 2021, social or intermediate, however you want to identify it, was such an afterthought that I had a coach come down to me and scold me for how little of attention we showed them. She was like, do you know we just not finished our championship game up there? And like, we didn't even have like a celebration or nothing. They just started cleaning up the fields after we won. And like, yeah, like, and I was like, are you serious? She's like, yeah. She's like, yeah. So now we're just down here watching advanced play. And I was like, damn. And so, you know, now you see the tables have turned a little bit, and now you start to see a shift where the intermediate division appears to be a bit more attractive to players, and it looks like advanced is not as attractive. But I've been doing this long enough to see, you know, that in time there's eventually a shift. You know, it just happens, man. And like, you know, I just think right now it's just, you know, intermediate is just kind of a division that, you know, I think is more attractive. And I think it's more attractive to a lot of players for a collection of reasons. I think it's more attractive to players who truly identify themselves as intermediate teams because that's the style of kickball that they're accustomed to playing in their local markets. And then I think now intermediate is starting to become attractive to the advanced players because of the new collection of teams and faces that they're seeing that they want to compete against. And so now they're looking at it like, I don't want to keep playing the same advanced teams. If that means I have to move over to another division to see a new collection of faces and teams, so be it. And so when you see that, then you have outsiders who didn't even commit to the event that got the most to say, or who's judging the most and saying things like, well, why y'all moving over to intermediate when y'all really advanced players? But their reasoning is justified in the fact that they just want to play new people. They want to play new teams, and they don't feel like they're getting that in their division.
Well, I'll tell you this. I believe that it comes down that this is just my opinion, based off of how long I've been in kickball and doing tournaments and watching tournaments and participating in tournaments. At one point, you would see a co-ed division of 15, 16, 17 teams, right? But out of those 17 teams, you automatically knew it was going to be 4 teams that had a legit opportunity to win every tournament. And it kept on being between those 4 or maybe 5 teams that was always in the championship or playing in the championship or in the Final Four. So it got to the point where those other teams was like, if I see, you know, a Shockwave or OCKC or at the time a Balls Deep, mentally they're like, we don't got a shot. So when intermediate was introduced, that felt like to me there was an opportunity for them to go out and have an actual opportunity to win an event. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that's what ended up happening, in my opinion, because a lot of times people loved posting pictures of winning championships, but it was a lot of times you kept seeing the same team win over and over and over. And no knock on them, because the teams that was winning, they was putting in the work. Not saying the other teams weren't, but you just kept seeing, and even in the women's division, you kept seeing the same 3 to 4 teams in the championship or had opportunity to win, regardless if it was a division of 10 or 12 teams. So intermediate gave them those teams that felt though as though they didn't have a shot to win, opportunity to move down or move to another division to give themselves an opportunity to take a picture holding a trophy, saying they won a tournament. Because after a while, you feel like you just wasting your money traveling, doing all that, and you don't feel like you got a shot in hell to win.
Yeah, it was, and I think it's a combination of things. Because to your point, GP, I remember this like it was yesterday. But like, yeah, like one division would have 20 teams. One division would have 20 teams. 9 of them teams don't even belong in that shit, straight up and down. And I remember I used to like, you would talk to some of these teams and be like, yo, how y'all doing the tournament? Because some of the Charlotte teams used to do it a lot. And they would come home with moral victories. Oh, we lost the Balls Deep by 4 in the Final Four. Oh, we lost the Shockwave by 3 in the semifinals. But that was their victory because that was as close as they were getting.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so they would have to take moral victories from a tournament that they knew, shit, like, we got to be satisfied with just making it to the semis and losing to Shockwave by 3 because that's as good as it's going to get for us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so, like, I still remember that shit. Like, and I used to be like, y'all, that shit cute. It used to be cute, like, your first 2 times. But, like, come on, dog. Like, this, you've been 9 tournaments so far. Like, the semifinals don't cut it no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, but y'all still happy that y'all lost by 2 or lost by 3, and you wearing that shit like a badge of honor.
Yeah.
And so eventually, what was going to end up happening? And then to make matters worse is when you did get that close, instead of trying to keep it together and give it one last push, now your whole team gets picked apart. Your best pieces. Your best pieces get picked apart when you're an inning or 2 away from taking down the team that finished you or destroyed you.
Not even an inning or 2, maybe a mistake or 2.
Yeah.
Bad mistake or a drop.
So
right there.
Yeah. So it's a
some
combination of that.
Some teams blew the whole team up because one person dropped the ball. Like, no,
It's
you
a
make
combination.
that drop. You base run like you were supposed to. You win that game.
Yeah. So it's a combination of that, mixed with egos, mixed with, lack of patience, lack of discipline, lack of practice, lack of all these things, man. And like, and let's call it what it is, man. Like, everybody ain't in it for that. Some people, like, they legit.
Right.
Listen, I want to go to Mesa. I want to turn up and have a good time, and I want to play kickball in the process. Like, I don't care about all the other. And you just have people that's just like, that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what it is. Like, I'm sorry. Like, this is not boot camp. Like, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? And like, so that's just the way it is.
And that brings me back to the other point when people had that narrative of the pot. Oh, it needs to be. There's not enough money in the pot. The pot should be higher. Like, you had a whole bunch of people. Well, I ain't gonna say a whole bunch. You had a select number of people complaining about the pot when your team has never even won one. So why are you concerned about what the pot is when you haven't even holistically, it usually only be between 4 teams that really have an opportunity to win, even though it's any given Sunday, because it's a sport. But holistically, it's only 4, maybe 4, and I'm gonna say 5. You know what I'm saying? Just to say 5 that actually have opportunity or who have won.
Listen,
so to me, that argument about the pot needs to be bigger when you have more teams in intermediate, when they know that there's no pot, it's not about the money. It's about the being able to play and feeling like you have a fair shot at winning.
It's about the experience, man. Like, here's what you know. Here's what we know, GP. How many divisions you doing for Call of the Elite? How many divisions in Charlotte?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5 divisions, right? Now, Dr. Shelley, GP has 5 divisions in Charlotte. Let's just say, I don't know the number. Let's say collectively, he has 25 teams collectively across all those divisions. 20 of them teams is going to walk away without nothing. 20. That means there's a larger, and this is every single tournament. There's a larger population, a segment of teams that walk away without winning anything than teams that actually do, right? So how do we continue to make sure that we lean into creating an experience that want to invite and welcome those 20 teams back? You see what I'm saying? And like these 20 teams, they're not going out there. First of all, like the cash prize is like, it's a part of what may drive teams to go out there and compete, but not even the teams that are competing for cash are really driven by the cash like that for real. You know, like it's an icing on the cake, but it's not the end all be all. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I know that for a fact, just based off of our most recent event where we had an advanced team that wins cash all the time, and they going into Tampa, they just wanted competition. They didn't even really care about the cash. They were like, look, we want competition. And so, yeah, the cash is icing on the cake in most cases, man. But like, you know, but it's so much more than that. It really is. It's so much more than that. And also too, okay.
No, I was about to ask Dr. Shirley, what drives you?
What, to just play on it? Like,
no, is it the pot? Is it to say that you won, or is it facing new competition?
It's definitely not the pot, because just depending on the dollar amount, you might get 38 cents. Like you may not get your full registration back, because it's going to depend on how many people on the roster. Then for me, it's just, I like to play the sport. If we win, or if I win, great. I mean, the money is good too, but for the most part, with whatever money that you do win, you can, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna spend it right back on food or gas or something. So it's not like it was a Kannapolis tournament where the pot was higher. So for me, it's just, I guess, the bragging rights, and then collecting down the rings. So I just want to play and compete. And far as if it's advanced, it's advanced. If it's intermediate, it's intermediate. To me, I just feel as though it's just a pitching style. So do you want to think about how you're going to kick a curveball? If so, if you don't want to think about it, playing intermediate. If you don't care, playing advanced. To me, it's still the same thing. It's just the pitch of the ball. So I just be wanting to play.
I definitely agree.
So Ariane, for you, if you had an opportunity, what? No, you didn't freeze. What division at this point in your stage of life? What division you feel like fits you?
Advanced.
I'm over 40.
Me too. Well, I'm not over 40.
You still play the same amount of games.
I'm 40 now, but no, I'm advanced, man.
I just play wherever. I mean, I just want to play. I mean, I can kick a curveball. I can kick a regular pitch ball. I just want to play.
Here's why I say that I'm advanced, right? Like, or that would be my preference, because that's just the era. That's the era that I'm familiar with. That's why I come from. Mm-hmm. That's what I came into this playing. Even though when I first started playing, it was like the blind leading the blind. So what I would consider as my advance wouldn't be considered as a GP's advance, because the market that I was in, but it's still, nonetheless, there wasn't any limitations to the style of play that we did it, competing. So that was just kind of what I'm comfortable with. That's what I'm familiar with. That's my world. But also what I noticed too is what I would say is this, the formula or the model that we used to see for a lot of the tournaments pre-pandemic was, hey, one division, right? Like let's do one division and everybody happy-go-lucky. And I think that post-pandemic, once we started to see a lot of the advanced community, kind of transition into other areas of their life and move away from kickball, you had a new breed of teams and players that were coming in, and they were adopting a style in intermediate that this is what they know. this is kind of what I'm comfortable with. This is what they don't know, that circuit error. They don't know that those 365 days are all of that. What they know today is what they've been introduced to. And so for them, this is what they feel comfortable playing. A lot of the people who, have an appetite for advanced division is a community that is also familiar with the circuit days and the 365s and that lifestyle and that era, right? Like, which is why I was saying, like, yeah, it also shows in their age because they are a little bit older than the players now. And so, neither one is right, neither one is wrong. But we did start to see a big shift in a transition post-pandemic. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that we did see it, and honestly, I don't think there's a problem with either. Like you said, Dr. Shelley, I won't say that they're the same in terms of, you're going to get the same thing. But what I will say is I don't see a drop off in intensity. The intensity that you see playing in advanced, you see that same intensity being played in intermediate. Now, what I would say is, me just being 100% honest, I do see a lot more brain farts in intermediate than I do in advanced. But also, that also comes with, you have players that are newer to the game that feel more comfortable playing intermediate. And that's why you'll see more brain farts in that division as opposed to advanced, where these players have been playing, they've been around the block, they understand the game well enough to where you see less of that in that division. But aside from that, the intensity is there.
Yeah, I agree. Shit, the last tournament I played in was, and I played in my fucking intermediate, and that was what fucking Gallenberg a few years ago.
Damn.
At least 3. It was like Gallenberg. That was the last time I played.
You said 3 years.
It's probably like 3. Was Gallenberg 4 years ago? 3 years ago? I don't know.
Shit. It was a minute ago. I still got highlights from it. Hold on, let me see if I can find it.
Man, don't worry about it.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. I want to say, was Dr. Shelley, was you on my team? I think that might have been before you came to.
That's what you played. You played on Hakuna Matata.
Yeah.
I did.
Was that the same? Never mind, I ain't gonna say it.
What you about to say, Ariana?
Nothing.
What?
GP got cursed out that
I
weekend.
didn't get in trouble in any tournaments.
Nah, GP got cursed out that weekend, but that's the story.
Oh, I'm about to say, what was that? The weekend?
When is the tournament?
That was Charlotte, right?
No. When I played, it was Gallenberg.
That's so long ago. I can't remember.
All right, well, let's go ahead and segue off that because you got New York coming up, and you got some
New York City,
and that's shaping up to be a FOMO tournament. If you miss out, it's on you.
Yeah, listen, like, New York is shaping up to be one of those ones, and this is the segment of the podcast where we really was going to be able to lean in with the conversation with the Recess Kickball League, the owner, Chris, to allow him to kind of expound on kind of like the community that they built in the area. But, one of the things that, I think gets lost in what we are attempting to do, myself, Legacy Sports, a lot of the other organizations, like in the grand scheme of things, we're just wanting to build community, Dr. Shelley. That's all. And a lot of us, we have our ways about going about it. Some of us, we take the path in terms of TV and media or social media or what have you to try to really, at the end of the day, build community. And I think a important part of that process are the connections that you make with other organizations that are able to help you kind of accomplish that goal. We've seen it in the partnership and the relationship that Turf Wars and Legacy has established, which has now been one that has carried on for years, where we work alongside one another to build community. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And we do that through the different divisions that we work collectively together to offer. And that's what we're doing for this New York tournament. This one is very special to me because I feel like the community that we're working alongside Recess Kickball League to build is one that's brand new, where our players and our community is going to get a chance to connect with a collection of players who may look like what Dr. Shelley looked like the very first time she went out there and played. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's going to be what makes it a very unique experience. But for us, one of the things that we talked about on the Legends Never Die podcast is we talked about curating these experiences from start to finish and really kind of thinking through more of just, oh, we got nice fields, come play kickball, and then after that, peace out. When we know, for one, this is the first time that a major kickball tournament has been hosted in the city of New York. I want to say in close to 10 years. I believe Kickball 365 was the last ones to do it at the same park, maybe 2016, 2015, I believe. But nonetheless, there hasn't been a tournament of this caliber hosted in the city in a really long time. And so I say that to say there are a lot of players in our current kickball community who's going to be going to New York for the first time, right? Or playing in that city for the first time. And so taking that into consideration and really kind of thinking through how we create experiences that extend beyond the kickball field was a huge focal point for us. You know what I'm saying? And it starts with the Subway Series that we have lined up for May 15th, that Friday. The Yankees versus Mets. That's one of the biggest rivalry in sports. When you think of like traditional sports rivalries, GP, like Dr. Shelley, there's you're from North Carolina, so Carolina Duke. That's a big rivalry in sports, right? GP, you know the NBA, the Celtics Lakers. That's a big rivalry in sports with Magic and Bird, right? And then you got the Yankees and Mets, huge rivalry, right? And so like to be able to on the weekend of Turf Wars New York give people an opportunity to experience what the biggest rivalry is in baseball probably looks like. I think that's a special moment. We could end the tournament there if we really wanted to and say, shit, that's it. We just delivered this. We ain't got to really deliver nothing more. But that's just the start to it. Right after that same night on the 15th, we'll spend the early part of the evening at the Yankees Mets game. Tickets are available on our website. You could go purchase the tickets. We have our own section. I've already purchased some tickets myself. We got a few who's already went on the link. You don't have to go to the website or the Yankee website. You come to our link and purchase the tickets. They're right there. That's early evening to kind of kick it off. And then we're segueing and making our way to Lower Manhattan that same night for the official meet and greet at the Lawn Club. The Lawn Club, dope establishment, really nice. A bunch of indoor adult games. It's right there near the water. Beautiful view, all of that. Lower Manhattan, the Lawn Club. That's where we're going to be hanging out to really kind of set the tone and bring in the vibes for the weekend. Turf Wars, our team, along with Recess Kickball League, their people, we're going to be all integrated in one setting. And that's going to be the first time that we really get to make the connection with that community off the field. And so, I'm looking forward to that just as much as the game or the all that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's going to be a lot of fun. And then Saturdays when we get straight to it, we're at Randall's Island Park, brand new resurfaced. The fields are not brand new; they've been there for a while, but the turf itself is just resurfaced. So brand new turf that we're gonna be playing kickball on those fields. And right now, I think we have on Saturday we have over 20 something co-ed teams signed up between both divisions. Kind of like much what GP was saying as far as seeing the advanced women starting to resurface, and we're starting to see a larger collection of those teams. We're seeing the same thing on the co-ed advanced side. I don't think we've seen this many co-ed advanced teams since maybe Maryland last year or 2024. And so with us being about a full month and a half out, I think that, this is really a good time for us to get active and reach out to a lot of the other advanced captains and encourage them to put their teams in, because we do know a lot of what creates that apprehension with some of those captains is, well, is there going to be enough teams committed for us to come? Right. We know that. And so when you start to see you get a good indicator like, oh shit, okay, we got some advanced teams coming in. A lot of times you could use that as leverage to encourage some of the other captains and kind of, get them out their seat to move a little bit. And so we see that, as an opportunity for us. And then intermediate is really, it's going to be exactly what it's expected to be. It's going to be a vibrant collection of teams that come out, play, compete at a high level. But then also we have the recess kickball division that's going to be happening alongside. So we have 3 different co-ed divisions happening on that day, and Recess Kickball League is going to be facilitating their recess division, where we get a chance to kind of look at their game and reminisce on what that, like, again, what that used to look like for us when we first got into this, and so that's going to be an experience in itself. One of the things, if you haven't been to New York or you're not familiar with the city like that, I'll be completely transparent. New York has 2 things. They have a lot of traffic and they have limited parking. We know they have an abundance of those 2 things, right? They have limited parking, a lot of traffic. And so just kind of taking these things into consideration, it played a heavy factor in the experience that we wanted to build out for the players. And what I mean by that is, okay, Saturday after the tournament, do we really try to encourage players to get into that traffic, go to the other side of the town for a local sports bar, and then have difficulty parking just to have a celebration? Or how do we kind of keep the experience to where we don't miss a beat? And what we decided to do is, right next to the fields that we're playing at, there's a huge picnic area. And New York, actually, in the summertime, barbecues and picnics are what they're known for. Like the entire park is gonna be lit with picnics, families and people having picnics at the park, because that's the culture. That's what they do. We've been blessed and fortunate with the opportunity to secure our own picnic area space, where we're gonna turn that into the headquarters for teams. Turf Wars, Recess Kickball League, we'll have our own tent table set up. That's our headquarters, and we're allowing teams to set up their mini headquarters around, like, surrounding, us. So, like, you can play your music, you can bring your mini grills, your chairs, do whatever. And that's where we're going to kick back after the games are finished. So you take your cleats off, put your slides on. As you're walking to your car, drop, walking in the parking lot off in there, and then just walk right there to the picnic area and turn up with us. We'll have music, we'll have all of that stuff. And that's really where how we're going to vibe out, for that. And then Sunday, we're going to pick up right where we left off. And we're going to make sure that we get these women, this women's competition, popping. We're going to get that flowing. I'm loving the collection of women teams that we're seeing right now. Yes, we could use more advanced women teams. I'll go ahead and say that. But I think we're close to double-digit women teams in total, if not already there. And so, again, we're a month and a half out. And when you see these type of numbers, these are really good indicators in terms of what your final numbers are going to look like. I'm going to go on the record to say we'll hit 50 teams for New York. I'm going to go on the record and say that we'll hit 50 teams, 50 registered teams for New York.
That's what's up. I do got one question to ask. Is there any way or any possibility that you're going to make that trash ass chicken on the grill under the Turf Wars tent?
We're having a cook-off. Yeah. So what we're doing is we're calling all grill masters to front and center.
But you ain't calling me?
We're calling all grill masters front and center. Now, you know what, though? Didn't you make that salmon on the grill one time, though?
I did.
Didn't you do that? I never tried it, but I heard that shit was like that.
It's fire. It's fire.
I heard that. Like, I've never had salmon off the grill before, Dr. Shaw. I don't know if you had or not, but they said GP shit was like that. They said that shit was like that. But we're calling all grill masters step, you know, we want you front and center, all of y'all. And you know, we're gonna provide opportunities where we may do like a grill off or do a challenge where you could, you know, you could have contestants try or sample your stuff, you know, in exchange for prizes. I don't know what we may do. We may do like, you know, some gifts to Dick's Sporting Goods, or we may do free registration, or we may, you know, who knows? In the past, we've given away free grills, free smokers. You never know, you know. So I think we may do that, but we're calling all grill masters front and center. We need you to come. Nobody's gonna outdo my garlic jerk lemon pepper honey barbecue wings, Dr. Shelley. Nobody can outdo it.
That sounds like a lot of ingredients, bro.
I'm about to say that sounds like a lot of something.
So, but you know, yeah. So we're gonna be doing a lot. We're gonna be doing a lot of that, you know. So so it's gonna be. I mean, it's gonna be a good time, you know. Like, you know, it's gonna be a good time when we bring the generator. I gotta bring my generator to New York. I gotta bring my generator.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Because it's gonna be like that. There's gonna be paparazzi. We can have photographers, videographers, DJs. You know, Dr. Shelley, I don't know your relationship status. I'm not trying to get into your business, but if you're single, be ready to mingle up there. Right? Because you know, it's gonna be a time up there, you know. So so it's gonna be fun, man. You know, like, you know, it's definitely gonna be a good time. You know, I think for me, and I think I'm playing. I think Dr. Shelley, I think I'm playing. The Mambas entered, you know. I think I'm gonna play. I've never played. I think 2019. I think 2020 when I did men's division. And another year I did men's division at Turf Wars. Those were like the only times I played. But I've never played.
You played in Midnight Madness.
I'm talking about my own.
Your own team.
My own tournament.
Oh, true.
I've never got high off the Turf Wars supply. Ever. And if I'm gonna do it, why not do it back home? Why not do it home? You know, so I'm seriously contemplating and debating being off the clock that weekend, and I'm a customer, you know. But that just tells you the mindset that I'm going into with this one in terms of what I expect and anticipate this to be. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. You know, like, I know sometimes I can sound like a used car salesman, but I really think GP, this is gonna be the one that really kind of sets the tone for us for 2026. And what better place than the Big Apple? You know, the opportunities that I believe are going to present themselves in terms of our brand, hosting a tournament in probably the biggest international city in the world. Aside from London, it's New York and Beijing or some shit. Right. So like we're right there in a setting where we get an opportunity to display our brand in the largest international city in the world. I think this is going to really do some really cool and amazing things for our brand. I really do. And I'm excited. I can't wait. I can't wait, to be honest. I'm like a kid in the candy store. I can't wait.
And I know you took a trip to Randall's Park, but if you guys think that the aesthetics of Gatlinburg or
oh my God,
Salt Lake City was nice, the aesthetics at Randall's Park is fucking amazing. It's fucking amazing. You got the city in the background. It's some the bridge in the background. It's some dope shit there.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go on the record and say this too. I don't think this would have been possible. This opportunity wouldn't have happened in terms of us like really kind of exploring really what New York could be like. My best friend, my best friend from college, really kind of helped me kind of put this together by connecting us with Chris, with CT, you know, and was able to help make the connection. And then it was from there with the conversations organically kind of shifted into, okay, well, what's stopping us from doing this? And it's from there, you know, we just was like, all right, well, let's make these phone calls. Let's get out here. Let's really see if we can make this happen. But a lot of that wouldn't have even been possible without that guidance and direction, from a good friend of mine. So, definitely fortunate and blessed for that,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's
But yeah, aesthetically, aesthetically in terms of the fields, like Gatlinburg is right up there. Salt Lake City is up there, right? Arizona, like normally on the West Coast, when you're on the West Coast and you see those mountains and like Mesa, I mean, it was just beautiful, right? So I would say those three stand out to me. And then New York, you gotta bucket it right there because you're playing and you're looking at the river with the bridges. You can see the Brooklyn Bridge, Manhattan Bridge, Queens Bridge. You see all these bridges. And just like water and just like it's
and, and depending on what fields you have, some of the fields are right up under the bridge as well too.
Yep. Right under the bridge. We have fields 81 through 84. So we're in the 80s.
That's just letting you know how many fields that this park has.
I was about to say,
okay.
Mm-hmm. And so, this is going to be a conversation that we'll have with the registered players and stuff like that. But what we're also going to do on that weekend is we're really going to try to make sure we have a ton of signage to make it easy for players to find the fields. Like, hey, keep going straight, make a right here, you're almost there. Like, because it's a massive facility, massive. And it's nice though. That I will say, it's nice. It is a nice feel, And the picnic area, I think, is just going to add the perfect touch. If I'm gonna put it like this, GP. If I registered and signed up to play as a player, I would purposely lose those games so I could hurry up and finish and get to the picnic. That's what I would do. Y'all would be mad at me. Because they'd be like, is this motherfucker throwing the game? Yes, I'm throwing the game. I dropped it on purpose so the inning could end and we could lose so I could go over there and go turn up. Because that's where the party gonna be at.
Yeah. And
I may never get an opportunity to play on y'all team again, but it was worth it. It's worth it. So that's how we coming with it though. And then 2 weeks later, we're in Gatlinburg. I think we got almost 30 registered teams for Gatlinburg too. And so, so when you think about the gamble and the risk that we took as an organization to do 2 tournaments that close together in the same month, that was very risky. Very, very risky. And we had the confidence in our ability to say, okay, you know what? We believe that these 2 markets, we won't really see true conflict amongst one another with these 2 markets. We don't believe that New York is going to take away Gatlinburg's ability to be a success, vice versa.
Right.
And it's showing based on the number of teams, because we're seeing the collection of teams that made the commitment to go to Gatlinburg. It's not interfering with the collection of teams that made the commitment to go to New York, And so that's where we take pride in logistics and planning when we do our calendar, GP. It's like, oh, we didn't just say, yeah, we want to go to these cities, but there was no method to the madness in terms of where these dates were positioned. This is an example of where we really tried to say, okay, why does it make sense to have this one follow this one, vice versa?
Yeah. No, that's good shit. Absolutely, that's good shit.
Appreciate it. So yeah.
And I do want to make an announcement, being as though you said that it's New York, then you got Gatlinburg, and then if I'm not mistaken, Gatlinburg is when?
Well, let's see that.
Gatlinburg is May 30th and 31st.
In the very next weekend, Legacy, we're having our tournament in Richmond. And I'm going to announce tonight that we have, as of right now, we implemented a new division that we've been talking about for years. We have the college division. As of right now, we got 3 colleges that have signed up: Virginia State, Bowie State, and Norfolk State. So we're looking for one more college to jump in that college division, and we want to be set. Finally, we think with that type of bringing in that type of division is going to open it up to more of the younger players and get them a feel on how kickball looks in the setting of a true kickball tournament. So hopefully, you said are they current players?
Are they current players or are they?
No. These are all brand new.
So they brand new.
Brand new.
Are they current college kids or is that just their alma mater?
Both.
Okay, because say Clark Atlanta, we could do some things. I could try to.
Both.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's our goal. If we're able to get one more college team, that's gonna make that division really pop and hopefully open it up to a brand new set of kickball players to actually see, like I said, what a true kickball tournament looks like, in its true form. So I'm definitely looking forward to our Richmond tournament as well, just for that component by itself.
And that's dope. That's a necessary part of the process, and I think it's important. I had a call last week. I was telling you about GP, and during the conversation, the topic of oversaturation took place. Dr. Shelley, it was mentioned about oversaturation. Oh, the kickball market is oversaturated, and where the conversation went from there was just it was a discussion around, well, is it oversaturated because so many of us are reaching into the same pot and not doing our due diligence in terms of expanding our reach and doing the necessary things to reach a new audience. And so when you see this collegiate division that now is surfacing and thriving with 3 teams, which they will have 4 by the time it happens, these are the necessary things I think that are required in order to expand reach, bring a new community, lighten the saturation in a sense, you know what I'm saying? Because now you're bringing in more players and you're doing your part, So, and so I love to see it, man. And shout outs to y'all for taking that initiative and doing that, man. That's dope. Yeah, for sure. And that got me excited. Pause. So yeah, so that's gonna be a dope thing. It's gonna be a dope thing. It's gonna be a dope thing. And Richmond, I mean, it's Richmond is actually, one of my favorite cities. Over time, Richmond is always gonna hold a special place in my heart personally. Because GP, you remember the first time we went?
I remember we came down and met and had lunch. Yeah.
Had lunch. And what I will say is, without getting too much into detail, Richmond is responsible for a lot of why we are where we are today. And I will always say that.
Yeah.
I will always say that. The reason why the Turf Wars brand is where it is today, I credit a lot of it to Richmond. A lot of it.
Oh, that's what's up.
But no, okay, so you got Richmond. What else? So is this gonna be collegiate division? So what day does this take place? Is this gonna be on Saturday?
It's gonna be on Saturday. It's gonna be co-ed. It's gonna be on Saturday, playing alongside the advanced and the intermediate division.
Yeah. And I think that's what it's gonna take too.
Because I feel as though it's gonna be big for them because it's always school bragging rights and shit like that. So you know what I'm saying? They're gonna play hard. They're gonna play hard.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And what we talked about too is, not only that, but military divisions, You know, you know, and I'm just throwing all these divisions out there and these names out there, hoping and praying that another organization hears it and says, "Hey, I'm gonna go do that. Fuck it, please, go do it," because at this point, this state in the game, being overprotective over ideas, it doesn't benefit anybody. Yes, we talked about doing a military division. Please go do it. Because something has to give. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got too many organizations that I ain't gonna say too many organizations, not enough organizations are making the strides or the investments that are necessary to expand their reach. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of entitlement, Dr. Shelley, a lot. Like Dr. Shelley goes out and does a lot and brings a bunch of clients to the table, and then me and GP feel entitled to the work that Dr. Shelley did to bring clients to it don't work like that. Nah, me and GP, we got to do our job too, right? Just like Dr. Shelley's out here getting these clients, GP, you need to be out there go getting your clients. Ariane, you need to be getting your clients. That's the only way it's gonna work. Yeah. That's the only way it's gonna work. And until that point, GP or myself, we're not qualified to say that the market is oversaturated. You know what I mean? Like, we can't say that. We just can't if we're not doing our part in due diligence to go out there and reach a new community. And so all divisions are welcome. Go do them. Go do it.
I'm bringing a couple of people to tournaments, so I'm excited about that.
Yeah. I can't.
Matter of fact, I'm probably going to reach out to you, Dr. Shelley, you and Jason, to bring out to bring your alma mater.
Oh, NCCU, Eagle Pride.
Yeah, it sounds like an L to me, but okay, that works.
Sounds like a hater to me. A hater.
I tell you what.
What's the date again? What's the date?
I might have June 6th and 7th.
I might have to put a Clark Atlanta team together, dog. I'm not even lying to you, man. Can I play, or I just got a coach?
I mean, anybody else that wouldn't be able to play, you can play because it's not gonna make a difference. It's not gonna make a difference.
I got me. I got me. I got our old intern. So I used to have an intern, Dr. Shelley. He went to Clark Atlanta. Dope intern. He played baseball for Clark Atlanta, but now he works for the MLB network. So I have him. Man, yeah, I got a whole team. I got a whole Clark Atlanta team I could bring, man. Dog the shit out of y'all. We dog the shit out of y'all. Out of all them teams. Yeah, man.
So that would be a division, and then the next division we had also talked about, not along with the military division, is doing that Divine Nine division. That's something that we got to try to figure out how to tap into.
Oh, like the Greeks.
Yeah.
You know, we talked about the cornball division too. We talked about that on the Legends Never Die.
Oh, you want to talk about the cornball division?
The cornball.
Yeah, that GP talked about.
How many cornballs you know, Dr. Shelley?
I have no comment.
She the only one that don't know nothing.
I mean, but look, I think all divisions are none of them should be off the table.
No, you just got to figure out, do your due diligence and put forth the work. That's all.
I know. At one point, one of the ideas that was getting tossed around was the battle of the zodiac signs. Where they said, "Oh yeah, but we already know Taurus. We'll dominate that shit. We'll dominate. That shit. That wouldn't even be fair, Dr. Shelley. If we did battle of the zodiac,
Leo's all day.
Thank you, Dr.
Leo's
Shelley.
all day.
Thank you.
Leo's all day.
Y'all too old. That's the problem. Like, Dr. Shelley, if this was 93, I would have said, yeah, y'all got it. But it's 2026. Y'all too old. Y'all too old.
I can count. I can count a few Leos and the triangle by itself.
You don't got to
no, the infield by
it's going to discourage him.
Y'all too old. You can listen. You can name all the Leos you want. All I got to do is name one Taurus, and it's an end of discussion. Me.
Oh, that's you.
That's it. That's all we need to name.
That's it. That's all. You know? Okay.
That's it. Yeah, you know. But y'all don't stand no chance against us, man. If the Taurus was to go out there and go play, man.
That's whatever.
Yeah, man. You know.
But that definitely could be a specialty tournament too, though.
Yeah, I mean, you know, just all type of divisions, man. You know, and really kind of, you know, getting back to the basics. I think, look, this is what I think, man. I'm gonna make a bold prediction, GP. Can I make a bold prediction?
Oh, why not?
I think that this summer, we're going to see overall the largest collection and pool of kickball players that we've seen since pre-pandemic. I think that this summer we're going to see it. I think that pre-pandemic there was a time where being outside was the only way. Mm-hmm. Pandemic created social distancing. It created the quarantine. It changed lifestyles, and people kind of stayed, you know, isolated in a sense for the most part for the last let's say 5-6 years.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say isolated, I mean you really wasn't seeing people get outside as much. Yeah, we were going outside, but we wasn't outside like that. Mm-hmm. I think now is that time where outside is a priority. That's just me. Mm-hmm. I could be wrong, but I think outside is a priority again. I think festivals, I think concerts, I think recreational sports outdoors. I think we're gonna see a lot more of it this year.
Okay,
that's my personal opinion. I could be wrong, but that's my bold prediction for 2026. I think outside is gonna be outsiding.
I love to see it. I hope it happens. Mm-hmm. No matter of fact, it's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
Even though there's a lot of things that's rooting against it to happen. Did you see that? This is a little off topic. Did you see that they plan on placing ICE agents at military graduations?
Why?
To try to pick up on undocumented parents that's coming to see their sons or daughter graduated from basic training. That's what I'm saying. Shit like that is just they're making it real hard for you not to be outside, but we're gonna make a way. We're gonna make a way.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And you know it's so fucked up, man, because a lot of times you can't even really say what you want to say. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You can't even say what the fuck you want to say.
Why not?
You can't say it.
Well, so they do say something. They do have a saying where it's freedom of speech. Everyone is entitled to their freedom of speech. However, they're not entitled to the consequences that come with it.
All right.
Sometimes people don't want to risk the consequence.
Yeah, like, you know.
But everybody's entitled to an opinion, though. Everybody has that.
No, everyone is entitled to an opinion. However, your opinion doesn't negate consequence.
But I would say it's just sad, man. It's sad and it's unfortunate to see, you know, what's happening in the world today, not just in our country, but just in the world in general. And I hope, you know, I don't know, man. another conversation. I'll say that.
Yeah,
Conversation. I'll say that. It's another conversation. But hopefully outside is not a problem. And, people feel, safe enough to go watch their loved ones graduate, without feeling like this is a once in a lifetime moment of opportunity that I cannot afford to attend because, I might jeopardize my livelihood if I do it.
Yeah.
Man, it's crazy. Crazy, man. Yeah. We got to pray, man. We got to pray for this country.
Yeah, definitely got to do that.
You got to pray. You got to pray. I think that's in some cases that's all you can do.
Facts.
It's all you can do.
But on a lighter note, man, Call the Elite coming up April 26th, 27th. Registration's open. Following that is Turf Wars New York. What is that, May
16th and 17th.
16th and 17th. And following behind that, you got Gatlinburg, May
30th and 31st.
May 30th and 31st. And following right behind that, you got Legacy Call the Elite, Richmond, June 6th and 7th.
June 6th and 7th. It's going to be a good look. It's going to be a good look.
It's going to be a great look.
Yeah, it's gonna be
I'm still trying to figure out, man, how I'm going. Because the fucked up part about it is I want to come to New York and I want to go to Gatlinburg. I know I can't do both. I know I can't do both. But both of them are so fucking enticing because I want to go back to Gatlinburg. And I definitely want to take that trip to New York because I want to get on the train and make that an event.
Man, look, here's what I would say if I could give you some advice. You already been to Gatlinburg before.
I've been in New York before too, at the same place. It's just a different setting.
That's what I'm saying. Like you've been to a Turf Wars Gatlinburg before, so why not switch it up, man?
Right.
Just try something new.
But Gatlinburg is so fun though. But I get what you're saying. The only thing that's washing out Gatlinburg is because our event is the following weekend. So if anything, I'm leaning towards New York.
Yeah, man. Just and
make sure you lean towards Arizona too when the time comes.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what, man. Just to sweeten the deal, if you come to New York, I'll let you enter as a grill master. I'll let you enter as a grill master. What? We'll have a grill.
Hold up, representing Turf Wars?
No.
Oh.
Turf grill. No. You could you represent Legacy. Represent Legacy. Do the grilled salmon. Why don't you do some of that? I might have my garlic parmesan jerk, lemon pepper, honey barbecue wings that I'm making. Dr. Shelley did to die for too. Okay, to die for.
I bet. I
believe. So I'm gonna be making that. But anybody who may be watching this podcast, have watched this podcast, or if you already signed off but you're watching it later on, I'm telling you now, we're welcoming all grill masters. We will have a grill off, and look, I might sweeten the deal and throw in, a huge prize, for it. But yeah, we're gonna have a grill off, man. I just need to find out how grill offs work. Like, do we all got to make the same thing? Because it wouldn't be no fair if I made my chicken and you made your salmon, because everybody can pick the chicken. You know what I'm saying? So, like, so we have to figure it out. We have to figure it out.
All right, that's a bet.
Man, come to New York though, man. I think I think New York can be a vibe. But then look, we are doing something special for Gatlinburg too, though.
Let's shut up. Hey, Dr. Shell, this motherfucker trying to take all my PTO, man. I'm trying to space that shit out.
Nah, man.
God damn, I'm trying to space it out.
Pause, man. God damn, man. They're talking about he trying to spread that shit out. You remember when we did the live stream in Gatlinburg that one year?
No.
You don't remember when we live streamed the championship game? We had the whole setup where we had
the different angles, the different camera angles.
Yeah, we had the Mevos, we had the live stream, we had the music going. You remember we did that?
Yeah.
We're bringing that back. We're bringing that back for Gatlinburg. You know what I'm saying? We done got so Hollywood, we just started leaning on ESPN. We forgot about our little production setup. Yeah, we bring that back.
That is what started between that one and what was that Panama City when we was like in the little trailer joint?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so all of that it has to come back, man. It has to come back. So we we're doing that. We're doing that.
All right, so let me know now. Are we podcasting next week? Because I'll be out of town. I need to know if I need to bring my laptop or not. I'll bring my laptop just in case.
Just bring it. It's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it, man.
That's true. All right. I'll bring it. So what we doing on Wednesday or Thursday?
Let's do Wednesday.
Wednesday, 8:00.
8:30.
Well, that's cool with me because that's 7:30 Central Time for me. So
yeah, let's do 8:30, man. Yeah, we're gonna say, man, you ready for the podcast? And that man gonna be laid out, knocked out in the hotel, man.
No, I'm gonna be straight.
Okay.
All right. With that being said, man, 8:30, Dr. Shelley.
I'm gonna be here.
Okay.
And look, so for the next one, also too, that Google Docs that you got, Dr. Shelley, we could
can we email it?
Yeah.
Or should it be pen?
No, we can email it. We can do both.
Okay.
I'm excited. I think that's a great idea. That's gonna be the fine time to do it. Sample it out, test it out.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
And see how it go.
Make sure you save them PTO days for Arizona too now.
God damn.
Yo, how many teams we got for Arizona too? Let me look.
I need to register.
Let me see how many teams we got for Arizona registered right now, Dr. Shelley. Hold on. Tell you how.
When is Arizona? July what?
Let's say July 24th.
Oh, that's the motherfucking Midnight Madness joint too, right?
Yeah.
That's gonna be Midnight Madness Nationals out there in Mesa.
It's gonna be nice.
Yeah, it's gonna be so nice. It's gonna
and
be
it's
at those
Dr. Shelley's birthday too.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Hashtag Leo season.
That's the only thing that's making it good.
Yeah. Right now we almost got 10 teams signed up for Mesa right now, and that shit in the summertime. That shit in June. So yeah, I mean in July. Shit, that's 3 months away and shit. We almost shit. We'll probably do about a good 25 teams for that. I think that'd be nice.
Playing under the motherfucking stars.
Mm-hmm. Dr. Shelley, you're gonna be a zombie that weekend.
I know, right?
Yeah. And you like that too. You like that. You.
I told you, age ain't nothing but a number now.
You definitely gonna be another zone. I tell you what, in Vegas, I'll definitely a zombie. Shit, wasn't worth a damn. But yeah, man. So yeah, we got some good stuff coming up this summit, man, and I think between
you doing Vegas again too, Midnight Madness, right?
Yeah, that's gonna be Juneteenth weekend.
Oh,
all I know is
Yep.
You saw that Young Jeezy is doing a residency in Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
It better not be during then.
Listen, and
I won't be at a motherfucking game.
listen. Check this out. Check
What?
this out. Somebody just sent me a text for some deals at Resort World. Crazy. I'm
Resort World like that.
Crazy hotel deals at Resort World right now, and the package deal come with like, you get access to the speakeasy, you get access to like dinner, you get drink. Like, it's, when I saw it, I was like, is this real? Have you ever stayed at Resort World, Dr. Shelley?
Mm-mm. I've only been to Vegas twice. So,
Last year, you went to Turquoise?
I didn't go last year. This was a couple of
shit.
years ago.
Man, send me that package, bro.
No, where was it? Turf Wars?
Last year we did Midnight
No,
Madness in
it
Vegas.
wasn't last year. It wasn't last year. I had to think about it. Yeah, it's been a couple of years.
I'll tell you now, whenever I go to Vegas, I stay at Resort World. I ain't staying nowhere else. Y'all can have that other. I'm
Resort World.
We came to see all that. That shit was nice though.
Man, listen, man, what? Last year, everybody else was staying in Fremont or Old Vegas.
Y'all was in Resort World?
Hell yeah.
God dang.
What you think this is, man? Shit, I need my luxury. Fuck that.
Stupid, man. Stupid.
I mean, I just like it. I just, everybody got their hotels that they like.
You like what you like.
You like what you like. I like Resort World, man. They need to pay me because I said it about 20 times already. I need a check, but it's nice. And that deal, I'm gonna send you that text.
Yeah, send me that.
Send it to me too.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna put it in that. I'm gonna put it in the chat. I don't know if it was real, but
no, it's, you know what? It's April Fools. Are you tricking us?
No. I forgot it was April Fools, actually. Hold on, I'm gonna send it to y'all. I hope it's real. I'm serious. I just sent it. I hope that shit real, because that's the first thing I said. I was like, man, is this shit real? And so it's Las Vegas has launched an all-inclusive package at Resort World. You got it?
That's an April Fool's. Let me see.
Nah.
I got it.
It's real, right, GP?
It look real.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah. And look at the details on there. It says what? Curated fine dining at 5 signature restaurants, priority early access to newly renovated 5.5-acre pool, complimentary entry to the nightclub. Man, like, listen, man. Don't mess around and let that package be real, because y'all ain't gonna see me at the fields. Tell you that now.
Nice. Okay.
So that's how we coming for 2026. Straight up.
I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah.
All right, man. We done reached our 2-hour limit, man, and we see everybody. You said next Wednesday at 8:30.
Yes.
All right. Hopefully, Chris will be on. If not, we'll catch him at another time. But hopefully, he'll be available.
Okay.
And then we'll bring those teams on that we didn't get on tonight from Tampa.
Yeah, we'll bring them on. Yeah, we kind of scrambled with this podcast at the last minute, so
it's all good. I'll go ahead and make the link now that I had to redo the shit, but we should be good now.
Okay.
All right, y'all motherfuckers be easy. I see y'all.
God damn, the language, man.
Love it.
All right.
All right.